working on my dissertation, right? And it took me a long time. I started in 2014. I defended in 2024. So I had to get an extension, right? Like usually you get 8 years and that's all you get. I would say all, but 8 years is a long time, I know. But that said is if I didn't have the meetups on Zoom, like the power hours and stuff, I don't know if I would have finished. So I think even exploring yourself, I think it's good to sit down with the journal, write some things out, but there's a lot of um, structure that's given just by meeting up and talking to other people who are particularly whatever it is about yourself that you think stands out. Like for me, in this case, was being a mom, right? So I think talking to other people who are working moms, or, when I was working on my dissertation, talking to other working moms who are working on their dissertation, others who are going through similar struggles. And then that's kind of when I said the mentor piece is I think identifying someone who is slightly ahead of you. It's good if you find someone who's further ahead too, because you can kind of have almost a mile marker of the future you, the you in 2 years, the you now, and then maybe look back and see, can I pay this forward to someone else where maybe if I think about it, I've actually can see my progress where I am by talking to them and they can learn from me. So I think connecting with other people helps tremendously. Is what I've seen. The other thing I think is important is what you said, the whole having a structure but being flexible. I think that is probably one of the most important things. And knowing the things you can't bend on, right? So, for example, if you don't have someone else that's picking up your child from daycare, you need to make sure you go pick up your child, right? There's certain things like you can't bend on unless you have another plan for it. And it's a no breaker deal. And I think what I found too is people who can spend some time sharing their why with other people that they work with or they work for or in their family, they get a lot more support that way. Than they do if they just were to just put out a list of items, because that person, they may hear that list completely different and be like, well, I don't see why, you need to fill in the blank, right? So I think having those discussions is probably, I would say, the second thing that's really important. And the third, I would think, is particularly when removing items, ask yourself why you had it on there in the first place. Because if you are removing something very important to you again and again, it will start staring you in the face and it will force you to make a decision of being honest with yourself. I can say being fill in the blank is important to me, or I can say this activity is important to me, but if I continuously take it off my calendar, it is not. So those are some things I think is being some honesty checks with yourself, connecting with other people, and then communicating with other people.